we got through the Giants in Washington. That was most important. Cincinnati was the surprise. And now this would just be gravy. If the Cowboys play the Rams tough, I'm still going to come in on Monday feeling very, very good because they are an underdog, despite Mike McCarthy being surprised by it. This is kind of a no-pressure feeling, in my opinion, for the Cowboys going into this thing with Cooper Rush. So I really don't feel any letdown can come of it, in my opinion.
No, I think this is they're playing with some gravy here. House money, if you will.
Yep.
That's what this is. They shouldn't be 3-1 with a backup quarterback. They shouldn't be 3-0 in the games he started. And they should probably be more than a 5-point dog on the road to the defending Super Bowl champs. But here we sit, and they're a 5-point dog. And what does a 5-point dog mean in the NFL? It means the Vegas books have no idea what they're doing. Not what they're doing, but
what do you mean?
So, any spread between 4 and 6, Vegas doesn't really have a good handle on the game.
Oh. So,
if it's 3, 3.5 or less, or if it's 6.5 or more, they know. When it's between 4 and 6, what they're doing there is they're kind of just putting it out there, and they're letting the public decide the line. And they're hoping that the public will push it one way or the other because most games are decided by 3 or 6.
Okay.
So they don't really have a good feel on this one. And I can't blame them.
Me neither. This has been very tough for me. I'm getting this wouldn't be as big of a win. I'm getting that Seahawk on the road feeling that we could come in Monday with. But I don't think, I'd have to go back and check. I don't think, do we think of the Rams now or that Seahawks team as better? Going to Seattle, they were still invincible at home. And when the Cowboys won that game, Terrence Williams, everything on the sideline, that was one of the top 3 most exciting Cowboy moments that I've had in covering them for 10 years. And I don't think I would have that type of feeling because of the way the Rams are playing. But I thought of that for a split second. Get the picks in, who and why. Truckwreck.com text line, 877-881-1053. First, RJ, the 5 things you want to see.
Oh, man. The 5 things I want to see this weekend. Number 1, I want to see was Diggs last week. The new Diggs. Coverage, baby. He was fantastic last week. He's been murdered by smart people since he came into the league.
Murdered by smart people. What is he going to have to do to have you turn? What's he going to have to do for you to say, I stunted his growth way too early in his 3rd year, and he has made the leap? What has to happen? I
want him to play the way he did the other day, which is coverage. I don't care about interceptions. I don't care about all that stuff. I care about being locked down and covering guys. Not allowing yards. Byron Jones got killed. He allowed 324 yards. That's elite. Sorry. You could... The old hats can say they want picks. When you allow 300 yards, it means you're not getting A, you're not getting targeted, and B, when you are, you're locking them down. When you allow over 1,000 yards, I don't care how many interceptions you get, it means they're picking on you.
And Al Harris, secondary coach, former player, was very unfair to Diggs on the sidelines in their last game against Washington. Trevon is one of the balls he batted away, and Diggs is or Al Harris is push-ups. And he's like, what? He goes, that was a drop pick. Drop picks or push-ups around here. And he's like, come on, man. And now everyone was in a good mood. And I think Diggs knew he was just trying to keep a very high standard.
Sure.
But he dropped down and gave the push-ups over a ball. He's like, with your ball skills, that could have been a pick.
Best ball skills in the league.
Drop down.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Pressure Stafford, number 2. He had a year last year, but he's not carried that over. You can get to him in the pocket. You can get to him with coverage sacks. He doesn't get rid of the ball very fast. His
talking about Stafford.
Yeah, his decision making this year has not been great. Was last year a fluke? No, I mean he's always been a good player. Always been a good player. Was the playoff run vintage Stafford? Not really. I mean, he was basically mistake free for a lot of it.
Some of the numbers
and a little lucky.
Some of the numbers that you sent. Well, you sent this topic earlier in the week. Stafford and the Rams cannot win the Super Bowl the way they are presently constructed. Been one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL this year. 22nd in efficiency, 11% worse than league average, 14th in QBR, which means every time he plays, they have a 50-50 chance of winning. He's taking twice as many sacks as last year, which you put a lot on the quarterback. So here we go. Is it the shoulder or just regression? Either way, not good for the Rams.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, now if the shoulder's bothering him, get it worked on. I know he did in the offseason. It was an elbow too, right? It was like a. They're really kind of saying this is a pitcher's type injury.
Yes,
and he was going, and they were using baseball team doctors and training regimens to improve his his arm, because it's basically the same kind of injury a pitcher would get. Number 3, how the defense responds to probably the best offense it's faced this year. This is probably their best offense they face, even though they're probably having a down year. Having Cooper Kupp, having Allen Robinson, having...
You think this is better than Cincy's weapons? And
no,
quarterback?
I don't think it's better than their weapons, but Cincy has not played tremendous this year either. So maybe it isn't. Maybe it's right up there. Maybe it's tied with Cincinnati, but I do want to see them get tested and how this defense responds to when they do get tested. Number 4, Cupper to continue to give Jerry his dream, his fodder. He should never start over Dak Prescott. But Jerry is right when he said, wouldn't it be something if he played so well that we had to think about it? Jerry is absolutely right on that one. Keep pushing the ball downfield, brother. And finally, stop giving it to Zeke. Don't give it to Pollard either. Just stop running the ball together.
You want Cooper to win it?
In fact, just cancel the offensive line. Just run 10 wide receivers out there with one of them snapping the ball. Like, go full-on flag football. No, it's a joke.
Yeah.
But what was they rushed for? They were terrible last week running the football.
But they were good the week before.
Awful. Yeah, they were. They were okay the week before. But I mean, look, what is Zeke at this point? Who's the best running back on this team?
Tony Pollard.
Then stop giving it to Zeke.
877-881-1053. Your keys to the game, and let's get to the picks as we go around the room and why. I'm going to pick the Rams. I thought back and forth. This could easily be a Cowboys win. But, man, Aaron Donald, CD. Bobby Belt just worried me with that CD report. I thought it was nothing. We should have asked McCarthy. Not that he was going to tell us, because they already lied about Dak's shoe. Oh, that's nothing. Oh, we heard a pop. So it was more than something. Dak was a little bit worried about it. But CD, working on the chords, he said he's going to be fine, but why did he miss practice? Jalen Ramsey is a step or two slow, but I feel like this is just that get right, not totally get right game, but they'll just have a little bit more than the Cowboys. So I'm going to pick the Rams 23-17.
23-17.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to go with the Cowboys.
And I don't like Diggs. Now, Diggs has proven me wrong as well this year. I always throw you under the bus, but I said he would get torched by Jamar Chase. That did not happen. I keep thinking about Diggs sitting down with us. We should try to find that, Peyton. It's going to be tough. Our sit-down interview where he asked him at training camp about facing different receivers, he said he prefers that bigger DK Metcalf type than that smaller, shiftier Cooper Kupp. But look, how long can they keep feeding Kupp like this? I know you'll say a year and a half, dummy, because he had an all-time great season, and this year it's like 12, 14 catches a game. But I don't like – I think a surprise corner performance has to step up if Kupp is going to be limited a little bit. I don't know if I love Diggs running around because the size difference, just keeping up with this guy and the same page that he and Stafford are on. Micah, come on now. No sacks since week 2. I'm going to barely go Rams by 6.
All right, I think the Cowboys scored 20 points in this game. I think 20 points is the number that they wind up getting.
Well, that usually means the Cowboys win this year.
Yeah, it does this year, and they do. They win 20-17.
Ooh.
On a last second, Mahervich 60-yard field goal. 60.
How much do you factor in what the crowd will be to take away? And does Vegas factor that into Rams spreads? The fact that they have a terrible crowd?
Yeah, they will. They don't like every team doesn't get 3 points. Most teams now only get 2.5 anyway. And then some get downgraded even more than that. Like Buffalo in the wintertime, or they might get a little bit more of a boost because the crowd's awesome and for one, and the conditions are brutal to play in. I don't know how they do the Rams though, and especially how they do the Rams when they're playing a team like the Cowboys. It's going to bring a ton of fans.
Man, I don't even know. Now I'm thinking, do they even score 23? Because their line is banged up.
Yeah, it is.
Their line is missing. Matt Stafford also, again, it's Kupp or bust. Allen Robinson has not been getting the ball. Kupp had 14 on 19 targets, 14 catches on 19 targets for 122 against San Fran. Next closest player in production, Higbee, 10 catches, 73 yards. So far, Cooper's got 42 for 403 scores. That leads the Rams by a wide margin. So I'm going to go Rams, barely getting the win. RJ says the Cowboys win. Peyton, break the tie.
Well, since RJ had 20-17.
Skip Bayless.
I'm going to go missed extra point. Cowboys win 20-16.
Whoa!
I think RJ stole my notes because I had it written down the first to 20 in this game. Whoever gets first to 20 wins the game.
Did you send us your notes?
No, I did not.
RJ stole them then. Exactly.